We'll claim your property by any means necessary if needed. That's what she bellowed on my doorstep before dawn had fully broken, as if I'd hand over my home to her ridiculous association. Picture this. You're out there with your morning brew, figuring it's just another quiet start to the day, and bam. Your neighbor's thrusting documents with signatures that scream fake, hollering like she holds the title while the rest of the block acts like it's primetime drama. I didn't relocate here for this nonsense, but she clearly figured bullying would seal the deal. Drop a comment on what you'd do if this madness hit your front door. Seriously? She really just threatened that. I'm positioned on my spacious veranda at 6:20 a.m. Clay mug paused mid-sip, observing this lady unravel completely over land she has no claim to. Ancient maple trees throw elongated shades over my pebble path, and dawn fog lingers on the curving asphalt road, linking our forested Midwest hollow. I'm Alex Thompson, structural assessor, and I acquired this 100-year-old ranch house 4 days back, precisely because it's beyond a neighboring Pinecrest HOA limits. The non-HOA estate label from the district assessor on my aged timber mailbox pole basically yells, "Keep away." But evidently, Karen Mitchell, head of that HOA, missed the notice. She's at the base of my entry stairs with a pair of locals in homemade enforcement team tees, flaunting folders like sacred texts of neighborhood rules. The lady appears 52, pushing enraged, her cheeks beet red in the faint morning glow piercing the foliage overhead. "We'll claim your property by any means necessary," she yells once more, pointing sharply at my entrance. I place my mug on the railing and grab my smartphone. If she's acting like HOA clout overrides state statutes, I'm definitely recording this early hour chaos. My voiceover points out those dubious papers she's gripping, then pans to the estate verification tag that plainly declares my plot's non-HOA standing. I don't bargain with absurdity. Instead, I fetch the untouched deed packet from my closing agent. The hefty folder holds all proofs that my ranch house lies outside filed HOA zones. The credit union backs us, Karen shrieks, motioning wildly toward the contemporary housing development peeking through the woods. Gotta say, that's novel. Typically, HOA zealots warn of penalties or lawsuits, but dragging in lenders and asset grabs, that's either frantic or unhinged. Before I reply, a district sheriff's vehicle cruises up our asphalt road. Sheriff Mike Johnson emerges, 38 and obviously versed in HOA squabbles and countryside spots. His arrival is spot on. "Madam, HOAs here lack grab powers beyond documented pacts," he states solidly, nearing Karen's mini enforcement group. This qualifies as wrongful intimidation per Code Section 21.06. The sheriff's involvement halts Karen mid-tirade, yet she's not yielding. She thrusts those suspect folders at him now. These endorsements from the prior holder confirm HOA oversight reaches this lot. Sheriff Johnson inspects the papers, his look turning doubtful. Meanwhile, I'm reciting from my veranda exemptions. This lot isn't bound by any log covenant from Pinecrest HOA as per district files. That's when it heats up. Sheriff Johnson asks for log-packed proof from Karen, and she rummages her folders like hunting for vapor. The duo and team tease, swap anxious looks. One mutters about verifying with headquarters before edging toward the development gate. I keep noting it all. The illegal by-force warning, her assertions on lender backing, my jottings on those fishy endorsements, my state ID tag, and the exemption sheet for my plot binder. The phone auto-saves to online storage with location timestamps, forming valid proof under State Evidence Rules 902. Tech shines when facing folks who believe shouting alters district assessor norms. My structural assessor background activates as I observe this play out. Record all. Remain composed. Let facts dominate. Karen's pitch has that vibe of someone uses scaring owners into obedience. But I'm no housing track dweller fretting values. I'm an expert who picked this countryside ranch house to dodge HOA hassle. Guess she thinks volume plus shady docs rewrites district assessor roles. I whisper to Sheriff Johnson, just audible from my phone mic. He hides a smirk while probing her docs further. The rising sun ascends through the maple cover, highlighting the ridiculous show on my front grass. Karen sees her folders aren't swaying the sheriff. Her face turns a raging scarlet as she yanks her phone, digits pounding the display like it's at fault. "This ain't done," she barks, retreating to the asphalt road. "You'll witness true power." The team members trail her exit, leaving a weird, quiet pierced only by songbirds from the encircling forest. Sheriff Johnson passes his contact and recommends lodging an official grievance on the warnings. As his cruiser vanishes down the curving road, I sip my brew on the veranda and check the capture video. Sharp sound of illegal grab warnings, visual proof of my non-HOA standing, and records of Karen's dubious paperwork. If this amps up, I'm set. The serene, hollow morning resumes as fog keeps lifting from the asphalt roads and old trees. My 100-year-old ranch house remains where it has for eras, beyond HOA lines and guarded by state land statutes. But instinct says Karen Mitchell ain't wrapped with her take on true power. I store the video clips and go indoors to study HOA scam laws. Wise to prep for what's next. The AMC nails it all. Her precise words on claim by any means, the dubious endorsement she waived, my evident non-HOA records, and Sheriff Johnson's expert fix of her legal myths. If Karen aims to ramp this show, she just gifted me top-tier footage of bullying and inventive legal tales. Today's clash might be wrapped, but Sense tells me this is merely the start of her push to stretch HOA clout where it don't fit. But 3 days on, Karen would show that upfront warnings were mere prelude to something way darker. 3 days post-veranda clash, Karen flips strategies. Rather than straight warnings, she kicks off what she dubs the Safeguard Our Glen Heritage endorsement campaign. I spy from my dining view as she door knocks along the wood-fringed asphalt roads, notepad ready, hitting every local within stroll range of my ranch house. The PM sun sifts through the maple cover as she lays her pitch at each entry porch, waving theatrically toward my land like it's a dire peril. The lady's cunning, I'll admit. She kicks off with the senior pair in the revamped Edwardian at the road's tip, then heads to the bungalow-style abodes nearer the development entry. Each chat runs about 12 minutes, and I spot her extracting sheets from a beige file. Not the same suspect records from our AM meet, but fresh stuff she crafted for this local-to-local push. I opt for a stroll, casual scout masked as mailbox check and border fence scan between my land and nearby lots. As I near the Edwardian home, I snag bits of Karen's spiel via open panes. Asset drop forecasts and external buyer peril are the bits I catch clearest. Odd how I've shifted from structural assessor to some shady external buyer in her warped story. Mr. Wilkins, the elder gent who first lauded my ranch house revamp work, now seems worried as he hears Karen's assertions. I didn't realize the issue was this grave, he tells Karen, taking a marker to endorse the appeal. Might get twist some. This local had admired my nod to vintage style last week, but phony stats trump real talk. Sarah Jenkins materializes at my side as I'm by the mailbox group. The district plot record pro and certifier, 48 with a fixation on dock precision, has been tracking this appeal campaign with expert curiosity. Those ain't district asset drop forecasts, she murmurs, nodding at Karen's beige file. I know official district headers, and what she's flashing ain't in right style. That grabs my focus. Sarah's skill with formal records makes her deadly at spotting fakes and tricks. We tail at a safe gap as Karen presses her door-to-door push, noting her delivery manner and which locals bite versus doubt. The trend sets quick. Long-haul hollow folks who get the game look puzzled, while track newcomers swallow her claims no sweat. At the fifth abode, Sarah edges near enough to eye Karen's stuff when she briefly sets it aside to fix her notepad. Her face hardens, spotting the display. Phony district countryside safeguard board suggestion, she hisses. That board ain't real, and the header uses wrong typefaces and gaps. This is intentional doc, fake, meant to fool locals on formal district stance. I sense that known rage building, but blended with else. Seeing locals murmur from veranda chairs and yard entries while Karen peddles lies hurts worse than direct fights, especially in a close community where faith is key. These folks been here ages, and now they're getting played by made-up gov docs. The push alleges my spot risks classic community norms and seeks endorsements for urgent border shift. Urgent border shift. I dug that term later and found it ain't legit under state land statutes. You can't backdate HOA expansion to snag existing outsiders without heavy court steps and owner okay. But most locals wouldn't know, making Karen's appeal both scam and potent. Sarah logs all with her certifier skill. The fake district header, wrong format for formal letters, and board names not matching any real district unit all break state penal codes on gov file fakes. This ain't mere HOA stretch anymore. She notes as we watch Karen hit another home. She's posing as district reps and making false go backs. That's major crime ground. By dusk, Karen's gathered endorsement from about half the hollow locals. The signers include several I aim to bond with over time. Mr. Wilkins, the duo with the revamped bungalow, and 4 clans from the fresher zone where the hollow joins the development. All swayed by fake district docs that my ranch house somehow risks their asset values and community vibe. The locals who skip signing spark some optimism. They include Sarah, naturally, plus 3 veteran residents who spot the phony district header right off, and oddly the clan with kids who probe deep on Karen's legal clout. Something felt wrong with her pitch, the mom shares later. Official district work usually runs through right paths, not door-knock appeals with scary words. I passed the evening digging appeal scam and doc fake laws while scanning pics Sarah snapped of Karen's made-up stuff. The bogus district countryside safeguard board spiel has blatant warnings that yell plan scam, not honest slip. Bad header layout, wrong seal spot, and board titles not aligning any legit district branch. She clearly invested solid work in making these convincing fakes. The hard hit lands tougher than thought. This ain't just land rights now. Karen's flipped my locals against me, using fibs cloaked as formal go policy. Folks I hope to chum with now view me as some big risk to their asset values and calm countryside life. The loneliness bites sharp in this hollow setup, where locals usually back each other through toughs. But Sarah's doc skill lays the base for pushback. Her certifier prep lets her formally verify docs and spot fakes with court weight. These fake district docs hit multiple major crime laws. She says sorting her rising evidence stack. Doc fake, gov rep pose, and scam and signature lure for appeal aims. As I secure the ranch house for night, I spot 4 locals near my front barrier together. They're toting the appeal Karen spread, and their looks hint this talk won't be fun. The veranda lamp lights their firm faces as they halt just past my landline. We gotta discuss this hollow mess. The main local declares, lifting the appeal with its signature haul. The phony district docs did their task flawless, turning worried community folks into Karen's unknowing pressure crew. Tomorrow amps another level in this fight. But at least now I grasp a plan. Craft false gov clout, spread fibs via trusted local nets, then let group push do the work. The endorsement campaign split the Glen group, but also gave Sarah proof of heavy crime acts. Fake gov docs crossed from civil HOA fight to major scam ground. Karen just ramped this clash beyond what she can handle with bullying or group play. Major charges hit folks who pose as district reps and fake gov headers, no matter their HOA head status. But Karen was miles from done, and her next step would bring real hired force. The appeal pushed didn't flip enough hollow locals, so Karen ramps to bodily show. Early PM shades stretch over my round pebble path as I hear rides nearing through the old trees. Several motors hum along the curving asphalt road. I peek through my dining view and tally 5 rides parking tactically around my land edge. This seems planned, schemed, and menacing. 7 folks step out in those same pressure crew tees from our initial meet. But now they tote gear, gauging tools, amber alert markers, notepads, and what looks like mapping kit. They fan out over my road and front grass like running some formal check, snapping and taping all with pro-style cams. The vibe has a dark edge that speeds my heartbeat. I snag my phone and start jotting from the view. If they want to stage big drama on my own land, I'm logging every bit. The boss, a mid-40s guy I don't know, nears my veranda stairs with a notepad packed with papers. Land safety check. He declares no intro. Several breaches reported on this build and nearby grounds. Breaches reported by who and under what clout? I'm a structural assessor myself, and this 100-year-old ranch house cleared full build review. Base is sturdy, wiring refreshed to code, and pipes lately updated. Whatever breaches they're alleging ain't real, meaning this is straight bullying masked as safety worries. The check crew operates with odd speed, blocking my path with amber markers and stepping the yard while yelling numbers to notepad holder. But here's what grabs me. They ain't finding safety risks. They're making them. I see 1 crew plant breach signs near my sheds, then act to spot them in their post-check process. Sir, we've pinpointed several safety risks needing quick fix. The notepad boss calls to my veranda. Sir, I'm plainly male, but their bully script skips basic site skills. The phony safety check goes on with gauging tools aimed at working builds, snapping normal countryside land traits like logging criminal neglect proof. This amp's absurd each minute. They're handling my tool shed like a hazard site, gauging gap from my plot to main build like it breaks some dreamed countryside code, and taking close snaps of my pebble road top. None ties to real estate build codes or district safety rules. They're crafting breaches via big staging to back ongoing bullying. But they slip big. The countryside postal runner on her daily loop through the Hollows asphalt roads pulls up during their act. She stops at my mailbox group and sees the whole posed safety check for start to finish. What she views clashes their tale fully. The crew planting breach markers before spotting, making safety risks over finding, and staging snap proof of issues that ain't. I watch them set those markers themselves. The postal runner tells me soft while grabbing mail from roadside bins. Saw the full bit from my rig before rolling here. They place those breach signs, then played like they found during check. Her rig cam nabbed the time order that proves planned staging over legit safety review. The timestamps prove deliberate setup. The check crew don't know they got a witness. They keep their big charade, gauging gaps between builds that hit all district needs, snapping normal countryside traits like documenting breaches, and building big paper trail of made-up safety worries. Their pro gear and formal notepads might wow track dwellers. But countryside, people know true safety issues from crafted drama. Sheriff Johnson shows up on a local tip about odd activity in the Glen. His timing rocks, arriving mid-pose check. His vest cam tapes the crew's acts live, making official enforcement footage of their bully tactics. When he asks their check clout and creds, answers get dodgy and mixed. These people are contracted pros, not real HOA helpers. Sheriff Johnson tells me post ID and license check. That adds another fold to this ramping bully campaign. Karen ain't just pulling locals for pressure crews. She's contracting expert pros to stage big safety breaches on my private land, using HOA cash to fund organized bullying of an outsider owner. The postal runner's rig cam footage turns key proof. Her rig auto-tapes the path in nearby lands during loops, nabbing the crew planting breach markers before supposed spot. The time data proves planned staging over legit review, wrecking their full-made breach story. David Patel would dig this cash angle. Contracting pros for bully pushes against outsiders means heavy misuse of group funds, maybe breaking state charity rules on right spend of member fees. If Karen's paying these pressure crews with HOA dough, she's breaking trust duties to real group members who fund it. As PM deepens and the crew packs their staging gear, I scan multiple tape sources logging their acts. My phone tape from Veranda, Sheriff Johnson's vest cam, postal runner's rig cam, and even local security cams that caught their ride moves through the Glen. Their big bully campaign flopped by creating big proof of stage bully tactics. The mind strain is real, though. Watching 7 with pro gear systematically stage safety breaches round my ranch house builds true stress. This ain't random HOA stretch now. It's organized bullying using paid pros and made breaches to pressure me into yield via systematic scare. The countryside spot makes it feel more intrusive since locals are spread and aid takes time. But their staging slips give chargeable proof. Paid pros planting breach markers, then acting to spot during check hit scam and bullying under state penal code bits. The postal runner's witness words plus tape from many sources build strong case for crime charges over civil HOA fight. David uncovers HOA budget lines for a shadow account tag group outreach, and advice that match Karen's bully push on my work. She's charging the group for acts that aid her personal fight over community good. This misuse of member funds breaks state charity rules and maybe hits theft. As I lock the ranch house for night, amber markers and breach signs litter my road where the crew ditched their staging stuff. The silly would amuse if the bullying wasn't ramping to true menace. Pros, big staging, systematic scare, and misused HOA. Cash hint, this campaign goes past simple local fights. Tomorrow brings fresh hurdles, but tonight's pose check gave key proof. Tape doc of scam, witness words to plan staging, and cash records showing unapproved pro pays build bays for heavy crime charges. Karen's bully campaign just crossed from civil fight to chargeable crime plot with many players and planned scam. But the bodily scare was her intro before hitting something way dearer to me. My career. For partners ring within an hour, querying gripes filed against my structural assess license. My heart sinks as I sit in my home workspace, switch from the ranch house's old shed, hearing worried builders doubt my expert creds. Someone purposely hit my full work net across countryside Midwest, shoving false claims about assessments and risks in my own spot. Wilkins Builders rings first, a kin-op I've teamed with for 5 years. Alex, we took a call claiming you're probed for code breaks at your place. The boss explains, mix-up clear in his tone. The lady said safety issues might hit your assessed license. All good. His vibe hints doubt, but work ties need tackling potential risk matters. 15 minutes on, Brookside Constructors calls with same worries. Then, Greenfield Projects. By lunch, 6 varied trade allies got alerts on my alleged cert issues. The caller claimed community safety group tie and gave close claims of breaches supposedly spotted at my spot during recent checks. None details true, but they ring real to folks not in the know. This hits economic attack meant to wreck my career over just home bullying. Hitting someone's cert rep crosses big line, especially in countryside spots where mouth referrals set trade win. If builders lose faith in my assessed creds, my pay vanishes no matter HOA fights. Sitting in my rig between countryside gigs, I feel truly bare first time since this war kicked. She's not just after my calm ranch house now. She's getting my core living as assessor. The mind hit lands harder than prior ramps, cause career sabotage, risks job, and cash debt. But Karen slips key. Maria Gonzalez from Glen Constructors tapes their chat on her phone as standard work habit. What she tapes shows this goes past simple fibs on my license or roll. In their 12-minute talk, Karen offers pay for swapping assessors and hints future HOA build deals for builders who cut my services. That tape explodes the case. Trying to pay off to drop my assessments is a straight bribe under state law, the sort that courts people. Promising future HOA deals hints she's using group resources as pull for personal grudges against outsider owners. Both acts hit heavy crime breaks beyond simple slam or work metal. I reach partners direct with docs, showing my land legally outsider, and Karen running full bully crusade. Most builders value the clear and say they never truly doubted my license creds. We sensed fishy when that lady couldn't give exact details on alleged breaks. Wilkins Builders notes. The State Pro Assess Board sends formal note confirming no gripes or probes on my assessed license. Their docs straight clash Karen's claims on expert misconduct and rule issues. I spread this note to all hit work ties, basically killing her fib campaign while logging her false hits. David Diggs, HOA budget entries for shadow fund accounts, mark Community Connect, and consult that line with Karen smear on my trade. She's billing the group for acts benefiting her personal fight over group interests. This misuse of member funds breaks state charity rules and may be theft. Maria's tape chat gives most damaging proof. Karen clearly says, "We seek assessors who get community norms and value ongoing work chances with set HOA builds. You're helping this switch would stick when future Glen gigs need constructor services." That's classic trade bribe mixed with abuse of group resources. The tape uncovers a wider plan for her economic wreck campaign. She's not just hitting my current trade ties, but pulling rivals by offering HOA build core deals for replacing my assessed services. This systematic push hits trade restraint and unfair work acts under state trade law. I log every trade contact hit by Karen's fib campaign. 14 builders total over 4 countryside counties, all getting like alerts on my alleged cert issues. The area's scope hints big effort and cored beyond simple local fights. She's handling this like full trade destroy over HOA border disagree. Maria agrees to give words on the bribe try and aid any crime probe. Her taped proof of trade bribe plus David's doc of misused HOA funds for personal trade war builds compelling crime cases under many state laws. As PM nears, I scan the day's proof gather. Pro license board doc, builder words, tape bribe tries, and cash records showing systematic work metal create chargeable crime breaks far heavier than anything she could make on code obey. David rings with troubling update that UPS stakes big. The HOA council just logged real papers at the hall. This ramps to true court action with judge involved. Ever had a council make you question all you knew on land own? Sitting in the district hall meet room, facing a pricey lawyer with doc stack, I feel overmatched by pro court show. David sits next, same daunted by the $350 hourly assurance beaming across the sleek table. First time since all this. Karen seems advancing via raw court force. The sharp-dressed lawyer from a major outfit files urgent block relief, claiming my ranch house poses quick risk based on fake proof from that Poe's crew. The court wording is slick and scary, clearly to bully over explained true land law. He knows spot on how to frame bully proof as legit safety worries, flipping systematic scare into seeming group guard efforts. Your party's denial of community safety norms shows careless ignore for nearby asset values and dweller well, the lawyer states, spreading snaps across the table. These pics show breach markers planted in the Poe's check, now shown as proof of real safety risks needing instant court step. The full show feels unreal and mad. Watching clear trick dressed in court cloud. Judge Harlan scans the urgent motion with clear doubt, but counsel holds big sway over early steps. Without slot for deep probe or counterproof, early judges often side caution when public safety claims hit. The urgent nature caps my chance to show doc proof of staging and bullying, making process downside. Months of built-proof fade under weight of slick court moves. My taped warnings, doc of faked appeals, witness words on stage breaks, and cash records on misused funds don't count in urgent hears focused on quick safety worries. Court war runs by diff rules than civil fights or crime probes, favoring process trick over fact true. Face pales as Judge Harlan okays the temp block order, needing me to stop meddling community safety ops till full hear sked. The lawyer's pricey court moves when what bullying, economic war, and scare campaigns couldn't. Court set limits on my own plot, all on fake proof and twisted court games exploiting urgent loopholes. Leaving the hall with block order feels like job and personal loss. Maybe I'm out depth legally when structural assess no meets seasoned lawyer trick. Midwest courts ain't geared for complex HOA scam, and costly lawyers can smash valid fights using court loops and tech bits that swamp countryside judge resources. But David's cash probe skills prove gold in this temp setback. While I process the court loss, he traces the lawyer pay source via HOA bank logs. What he finds flips this temp fail into potential crime proof. Karen tapped urgent HOA backup cash for lawyer costs without needed board okay, breaking court charity governor needs. The cash logs show lawyer pays totaling $11,200 from the urgent backup fund, which needs full board okay for any spends per HOA rules. But only Karen signed the go, fully skipping proper governance steps and member watch. She's handling group funds like personal for individual court campaigns against outsider owners. This unox spend pattern shows systematic cash mishandle going far past lawyer costs for bully suits. David's review finds multiple fishy deals over 20 months, hinting Karen been misusing member fees for personal gigs masked as community costs. The range exceeds simple grudge on my ranch house by pointing organized crime setup. The twist is quick. Karen's court, when using high-cost legal aid, gave us proof of crimes way worse than any claims on safety or borders. Unox spend of charity backups hits theft under state penal code, maybe topping major crime levels based on total sums over time. Her court victory made proof of systematic crime acts. David's doc shows patterns hinting much wider crime than personal fights on plot lines. These ain't the only fishy lawyer pays, he notes, organizing cash logs. She's been using HOA funds like personal for varied court gigs that don't help community members paying the fees. The cash review finds legal costs from unrelated matters loaded on HOA urgent funds with zero okay, plot fights with Glen dwellers, deal talks with suppliers for personal gain, and court advice on stretching HOA borders to snag outsiders. None got needed board okay or member alert, breaking state charity rules to I secure the ranch house under court rules. The full size of this comes clear. This ain't just my countryside plot by or Karen's control probs with non-HOA dwellers. She's systematically misusing group funds for personal court campaigns while breaking every governed rule meant to guard member interests and stop this exact cash abuse. The temp court loss feels less big next to proof of systematic charity cash abuse hitting every HOA member paying fees. Karen's costly lawyer helped dock crime acts that will bring way heavier fallout than plot border fights or bully claims. Sometimes dropping a battle gives ammo for winning a war. David rings with news flipping everything on tomorrow's plan. The lawyer pays shows something bigger than your case. She's been using HOA funds like personal, and the range hints this could turn major cash scam probe. The hall block order boosts Karen to hit Channel 5 air, alleging a countryside code, enforced crisis risking Glen neighborhood safety. I watch AM update from my dining. Hearing her paint outside owner risking Glen neighborhood safety, Anita Guard classic Glen vibe as her act is smooth, near caring, showing his worried group guide guarding veteran dwellers. Reporter Lisa Rivera takes the tale serious to sked probe coverage on Glen build controversy and clashing claims on land rights versus group norms. Local air loves tales pitting single landowners against set communities, especially when safety worries and classic values join the tale. Karen's air plan shows smart grasp of countryside news loops. What Karen don't foresee is journalist back-check standards. Channel 5 runs crime history scans on all tale players as routine, not cause suspect wrong, but cause cred matters for hot coverage. What they find on Karen's past fully flips the tale from group guard to crime scam pattern. The back-check shows her 2017 guilty for misuse of trust asset in adjacent county. Exact what she's doing now with HOA funds at bigger scale. Court logs show $45,000 theft from the Countryside Legacy Guard Group, a charity much like her current HOA role. The crime history pattern hints pro-targeting of countryside spots. Lisa Rivera hits me for words on the growing tale, but her queries focus full on Karen's crime back over plot fights or safety claims. We nab court docs showing prior charity theft guilty. Can you word if like cash oddities hit your current HOA fight? The interview path shocks me full. I give full doc on stage breaks, faked appeals, unoc lawyer pays, and systematic bully campaigns while stressing cash scam patterns David found via deep accounting. The reporter's queries hint they're building much bigger tale on repeat wrongdoer targeting countryside charities over simple local fights. Sarah Jenkins' skill shines for air talks on doc fake and repos. Her cert creds give credible break of Karen's phony district headers and made gubbacks. This is newbie scam, she tells news cams. She made slick fakes to trick countryside dwellers on legit gov policy. In the State Open Info Act request, a log pays big when Channel 5 uses pro search tools to hit full court logs, crime bases, and charity rule breaks over many counties. Their probe shows Karen's pattern of hitting countryside areas with set charities, gaining cash clout, then systematically stealing member backups. The air runs during prime countryside watch slots, hitting exact crowd Karen hoped to play via her neighborhood guard tale. Instead of carrying coverage on outside risks to Glen vibe, viewers see close crime history doc and current scam proof over multiple Midwest spots. The tale paints her as repeat wrongdoer preying on countryside faith. Watching the report from my ranch house den, I feel righted but truly down on wider hits. How many countryside spots she hit via same pattern of snagging charity lead roles, then systematically stealing member funds while making community crises to distract from cash crimes. The range hints pro-level scam targeting weak groups. The air coverage grabs quick notice from the district DA's finance crime team, who hit Channel 5 seeking probe stuff and source doc. Crime lawyers spot charity scam patterns when they see full proof, and countryside theft cases often hit multiple areas needing court probe tools. Glen dwellers who signed Karen's faked appeal near my ranch house next AM with clear shame and true sorry. We didn't know she was guilty thief when we signed that appeal, Mr. Wilkins notes, head shake with disgust. The news flipped all we thought was going. David calls with updates on growing cash probe range. The air prompted other countryside HOA members to hit his accounting outfit with worries on cash oddities in their spots. Early scans hint Karen's scam pattern hits at least 4 Midwest Glen spots with combined theft, maybe topping $180,000. The air notice sparks contact from victims of her prior adjacent county guilty. Countryside Legacy Guard group members share close tales of like tactics. Made community crises, fake gov docs, scare campaigns on questioning members, and systematic theft masked as urgent spends. The pattern near identical over multiple countryside charities. As PM nears, I scan the day's wild turns from my spacious veranda. The block order still caps some land acts, but public right via probe journalism gives heart ease after months of systematic bullying. More key, crime probe tools finally focus on Karen's wider scam patterns. The phone buzzes as I'm scanning air clips, and Lisa Rivera queries on tomorrow's follow talk. The lawyer wants meat on potential hits. This tale expanding to something way bigger than local HOA fights. Facing crime probe from air, Karen asks private meet to fix all quiet at the distant Glen Vista lot. Her message hits at 6:45 a.m., oddly formal for someone who yelled warnings on my veranda. "We need chat, mutual good fix before this amps past all control," she texts, hinting 1 p.m. at the View stop. I hit the district DA's office right, explaining need ask and suspect timing with growing crime probe. Prosecutor Elena Torres hints this might give slot for doc-proof gather, if cored right with enforcement tools. 90 minutes on, I'm in a digital tape gadget from the DA's finance crime team. Probes watch from hidden spots around the Glen Vista as I pull to the View stop where Glenn guests halt for snaps. The comm spot clashes sharp with a heavy crime probe about to play via tape talk. Karen arrives on time in a fancy wagon, nearing with a beige envelope thick for Big Doc. "I reckon we both let this fight amp too far," she starts, settling on the timber seat, overlooking the Glen. Countryside spots work best when locals fix clashes via straight talk over pulling outside powers. Her tone caring, near chum, full diff from prior clash meets. The big personality flip feels schemed and practiced. I answer careful, letting her steer talk while ensuring the tape gadget nabs, all clear. The probes watching from high can hear our full chat via digital send, making live proof gather for potential crime charge, based on what Karen floats in this desperate meet. She opens the beige envelope and pulls a bank draft for $22,000, setting it on the seat between with plan show. "This stands fair pay for the hassle you faced in our community shift time," she notes, voice with trained reel. "And swap, you drop all gripes and shift quiet." Seeing that cash match makes my grip shake, not from pull, but from grasping how desperate she got to try payoff on someone aiding crime probes. $22,000 tops the worth of keeping this court fight for most sane folks, making her float both tempting and clear crime under state block laws. But Karen's note shows way more crime than I guessed. She owns using HOA backup funds for varied personal costs masked as community spends, including lawyer costs, pro pays, and now tried bribe to white pesky witnesses. The lender needs 90% gather rate to skip default. She owns the taped own amps to even more hitting owns. I make fake members to keep gather rates when real owners skip wrong fees, she notes, detailing systematic trick hitting multiple countryside areas. I've run this for 4 years over several Glen builds. The prior holder endorsements you doubted were part of that setup. This show flips my single case to major crime plot with multiple spots, fake member logs, cash scam topping federal levels, and systematic hit on countryside groups via charity sneak. The tape gadget nabs full on to crimes I didn't suspect, giving lawyers proof that kills most plea deals. "You got no clue what you just did," Karen says as I rise to leave the Vista, turning down her bribe float and noting my aid with ongoing crime probe. "This hits more than you and me. Folks rely on these cash setups running smooth." Her warning carries hints of organized crime over simple single scam. Leaving the Glen Vista while lawyers hear taped on a major crime plot, I feel both eased and weighted by the probe range, amping past what I could guess. What started as land bullying become federal line scam, and plot charges hitting multiple countryside spots with combined hits maybe topping $400,000. Probes near my ride right post Karen leave, confirming when tape of full crime own, including bribe try, justice block, charity theft, member scam, and plot charges over multiple areas. The $22,000 float, just tip of a crime setup systematically using countryside neighborhood faith. The tape talk gives all lawyers need for federal hits under line scam laws, since Karen's multi-spot, hit cross-state talks, and bank deals. Her own kills most court shields and builds strong proof for max sentence under federal organized crime guides. As I roll back to my Glen Ranch house, the calm countryside view gains new sense, knowing multiple spots been hit by the same who yelled warnings on my veranda 5 months back. The phone buzzes as I'm locking the ranch house for night, and Prosecutor Torres confirms today's taped own gives enough proof for federal hits. This case amped past what we first guessed. Your aid helped show organized crime hitting dozens of kin over multiple countryside spots. The district DA's finance crime team uses Karen's taped own to kick multi-area probe, hitting 4 Midwest countryside HOA spots. What started as warnings on my spacious veranda become federal crime plot case, with cash wrong topping $180,000 over multiple charities. The range of her organized crime setup stuns even seasoned lawyers. Federal reps arrive at my ranch house on a fresh AM, their plane rides parked along the curving asphalt road where this full clash began. Agent Special Ramirez notes that Karen's own sparked a federal racketeer probe over 5 counties. That's what lawyers use to hit organized crime, with proof of systematic charity, sneak, meant to use countryside neighborhood faith for personal cash gain. The full federal enforce includes charges I never dreamed when taping warnings on my phone 5 months back. Post scam for using mail to spread fake GovDocs. Line scam for cross-state bank deals moving stolen HOA funds. Cash wash for masking theft charity assets as legit work costs. Trade bribe for trying to corrupt work ties. David's deep accounting skill proves gold for federal lawyers building cash proof over multiple countryside areas. His review shows slick cash wash ops with shell outfits, made supplier deals, and systematic bill scam meant to turn charity gifts to personal assets. The range shows pro-level crime setup over simple theft. The crime penalties mirror the size of Karen's organized scheme ops. Federal sentence guides suggest 10 to 14 years lock for cash crimes this big, plus full asset loss to pay victim spots. State hits add extra lock time for charity scam, doc fake, and trade bribe breaks under state crime laws. Civil hits and the crime fall out big. $65,000 in penalties over 4 hit countryside HOAs. Plus payback needs that will eat every asset she built via years of systematic theft. The state license and rule department forever bans her from any HOA lead role statewide. My payback includes $16,800 for lawyer costs, bully damages, and expert rep fix costs. But more key, $38,000 goes to other countryside owners she hit via made fees, crafted breaks, and systematic scare campaigns meant to pull cash from resistant group members. The neighborhood fix process brings surprise heal to ties damaged by Karen's trick campaigns. Urgent HOA votes over hit countryside spots lead to fresh manage outfits committed to clear govern and member account. Updated rules include cash watch needs that stop future theft while keeping classic Glen vibe. Locals who signed her scam appeal near my ranch house with deep sorry and true grew back. We got no clue she used us to hit an innocent local, Mr. Wilkins notes. Bringing home-baked pie and invite to the Glens Classic Fall Fair. The air coverage opened eyes to how trick works in countryside spots. Sarah Jenkins turns the Glens' unofficial chronicler, logging how slick crooks use countryside faith and community values for personal gain. Her skill with GovDocs now aids teach, helping other countryside spots spot fake papers and scam clout claims before they enable systematic cash abuse. The air follow shows 4 countryside areas recovering under honest manage with estate values steady and dwellers eased that crime sneak been wiped. Channel 5 features upbeat tales on countryside group tough and import a clear and charity govern. Federal charge goes smooth with Karen's taped own, killing most court shields. Her costly lawyer pulls rep when paychecks bounce from asset freeze orders. Public shields struggle with heavy proof of systematic crime setup over multiple years and spots. Standing at the group center 5 months post-clash start, I set a small timber sign matching the ranch house's classic build, guarded by state land statutes. Below, carved words read, "Scam reported here. Group restored." The note serves double, claiming legit land rights while warning potential crooks on countryside group alert. David sets a consult practice focused on countryside charity cash watch, helping other spots set govern steps that stop theft while keeping efficient ops. His skill from probing Karen's crimes now guards countless countryside ors from like crime sneak. District DA Elena Torres asked me to join countryside HOA Scam Stop Teach programs, sharing direct no on spotting crime acts masked as group lead. I take gladly, grasping teach stops future victims better than charge post-crime. The end twist satisfies full. Wrong warnings shame me 1 a.m. on this calm, spacious veranda. But federal major charges will tail Karen decades via crime bases, work limits, and cash watch needs. Her short power over countryside spots become permanent federal watch. My 100-year-old ranch house stands spot on where it fits, beyond HOA lines and guarded by state plot law. The fall fair feels brighter, knowing systematic crime setup hitting countryside areas been taken down via right court paths. Justice won via patient doc and aid with enforcement. The group sign now shows that key non-HOA per district assessor notice, now added with federal court doc, proving my estate's free status. But true when ain't single land rights. It's full crime account that guards dozens of countryside kin from future cash use. As dusk sets over the wooded glen, I scan profiles that will aid federal lawyers build cases guarding countryside spots over multiple states. What began as personal bullying become spark for systematic crime justice change, benefiting weak groups nationwide. The serene glen keeps its classic beats with locals backing each other through season toughs and marking group wins together. But now that social web includes alert against slick crooks who use countryside faith for personal gain. Tomorrow brings new hurdles as federal probes amp their countryside charity scam probe to other states where like crime patterns show. My aid with full charge helps ensure organized crime setups hitting countryside spots face right federal fallout. And now, every AM when I step to that spacious veranda with my brew, I know justice ain't just served chill. Sometimes it's served with federal lock time. Maybe the true teach here is don't let folks bully you from what you earned. 'Cause the louder they yell, the harder they drop when truth outs. If you're still here, comment how this tale hit you and would you handle it if you think the channel sharpening, drop kind word. It keeps me rolling. And hey, if you dug this trip and want to back the channel, tap the thanks button below. I'm aiming make each upload top last. So hang. Until then, keep brew warm and peace warmer. Thanks for watching HOA History. Share this with someone who digs good twist.